Hey guys, it's Shannon, and today I'm doing a Tartelette in Bloom palette review. Ooh, that was a mouthful. So, first things first, location. I feel like I'm always in a new, there's always a new background for every single one of my videos, but I'm in Colorado currently, and my family is out skiing right now, so I'm just chilling in front of the fireplace filming a video for you. So, I'm gonna be honest. You probably may know that I film my videos on my phone, and I haven't found a tripod for my phone, so I just tape it to a tripod. And usually I have clear tape that I can see what I'm doing, but the only tape we had here was gray duct tape, so I can't see anything right now. I just see this side, and then the middle of me is covered. So I'm praying that this video is in focus and I'm centered, but just please forgive me if it's not exactly perfect. I'm just going to be talking about packaging, should you get this palette, quality of shadows, all that. So yeah, let's get into it. So start off with the packaging. It is small enough to fit in my hand, and the front of it is this beautiful pink purple flower stuff, and then it says the Tartelette in Bloom on the front. Then the back is just gold, which I really like this packaging. The only thing is that you can see the fingerprints when you touch it, but luckily it's on the back, so you're not really going to see the back of the palette anyways. Now, this is what the palette on the inside looks like. The only thing is that this doesn't fold all the way back. It just sort of sits like this, so it's good if you want to just sit on your vanity and do your makeup and not have to worry about the mirror falling down. But if you for example, the Naked palettes and a lot of other palettes, they fold all the way back like this. So it really just depends on preference. It's not a big deal for me. Mine actually isn't closing all the way. It pops open, but the shadows are safe. So let's move on to price point and do you think that the amount of product equals the price? So I believe it is around $45, and you get 0.053 ounces of product. Now that sounds like not very much, but in reality that's pretty much the basic amount that's in eyeshadow palettes. So the Naked palette has 0.05, this has 0.053, so it's pretty much standard. So let's go into quality of the shadows and colors. So as you can see, you get 12 shades in here, and they're pretty much all warm, neutral tones. I thought that the Tartelette, this is Tartelette 2, because the first Tartelette that came out, it was 12 matte shadows, which had been never done before, and it was this new exciting thing. But I was ooh, more mattes. But then I was really excited because I saw that they have it has 3 shimmery shades in here, which means you can do your whole eye look with just one palette. And let's just go into swatches and colors. First color is called Charmer, and it is basically just a nice creamy white. This is perfect for setting any primer that you put on, or just to lighten up the lids a little bit. It's just your basic creamy neutral white. And the next color is called Jet Setter, and it's basically just your everyday neutral taupey brown color. It's more of a deep shade, and it's fairly cool tone, so this is really good if you're doing a cool tone smoky eyes usually are cool toned, but a cool toned eye look, or you could maybe use this for contouring, but it's pretty cool tone, so you might look a little ashy. This color is called Rocker. Now what I love about these names is they're all cute little people sayings. So you have Charmer, Jet Setter, Rocker, Smarty Pants, cute little things like that. And so Rocker is basically that taupe brown, but it has a sheen to it, and it's more of a metallic shadow. So this is beautiful if you want to do a really smoky, sultry eye, and then pop this on the lid. It'll just give it a hint of shimmer, and it'll look really nice and just pull everything together. So this next color is called Smoke Show. In your collection, you should at least have one matte black shadow. Black is such a neutral shade. You can use it to set your eyeliner. You can use it. There's so many things that you can do with a black shadow. So it's really great that they have this black, and it is pretty darn pigmented. Smoke Show Black is really nice. Moving on to the next row. I have the swatches on my arms. Just ignore that. Anyways, this first shade is called Flower Child, and it's this beautiful neutral peach color. It's more warm toned, and this reminds me a lot of Makeup Geek's Peach Smoothie, where it's just sort of a color that you would throw into crease as a transition color, just sort of start out your makeup look. This next color is called Smarty Pants. Now this is just this is about 2 shades darker than Flower Child. Just a warmer brown. Like, this is a color also that I think you should have in your collection. I think this palette is really good if you don't have a lot of neutral colors, because it has a lot of the ones that you will need. So like, you have the cool browns, you have the warm tones, you have a black, you have just a good all over the lid shade. Then you have Firecracker. Now this is one of those shades that I think is so incredibly beautiful. So it's this beautiful bronze shade that's metallic, and this is so good. And for like tanner, deeper skin tones, that is my favorite. Bronze eye looks so good on deeper skins. It's like, it looks so good. I can't get over it. Have I said looks so good like 12 times? Yes. Yes, I have. So it's just basically that nice bronze metallic shade. That's beautiful, and I'm not going to say that it's really unique, but not every palette has one of these shades, so I think it's really cool that they included this in it. We have Activist. So Activist is one of those shades that I feel like is sort of a repeat in this palette. It's basically just another black. Like, honestly, black eyeshadows, they all sort of look really similar, especially when you get down to the deep navy blues and the blacks. Like, they just start to sort of mesh together, especially when you have them on your eyes. There's one color that I probably would have liked to see instead of like this deep black, maybe like a really deep cranberry shade, or not even that deep, just like a nice cranberry shade, because that's like perfect for fall and summer and spring and all year round. I just want to show you guys really quickly what I was looking at, because you're probably thinking like, why was she looking out her window the entire time instead of paying attention to the camera? So this is the outside that I'm absolutely so happy to have. And I am not bragging at all. I am just, it amazes me how, it just really amazes me how beautiful the world is and how God really created everything. And now, I know that I might get a little bit of controversy for this because not everyone believes in God, but like, God really did an amazing job. Like, this just is so mind-blowing to me that like, he did this for us, and he loves us so much, and he created this beautiful, wonderful place for us that's not even half as great as heaven is going to be. But so I know I'm getting really deep about this, but I don't know, it's just something that's kind of I've been thinking about for the past couple weeks, and I just really wanted to get it out on the internet. So anyways, back to the video. Okay, now to the final row. This is definitely my favorite row of shadows, because I'll just show it to you. Because it's all pinky tones, which I think is really similar to the Naked 3 palette, but these shadows are different. This particular row in this palette I think is really beautiful. And it's sort of metallic, but it's not overly metallic. And I think, like, this is what I have in the lid, but the only bummer about this one is this is the only metallic shadow in here that I feel it's just a little bit weak. It lacks in, like, it doesn't pack the punch that the other 2 metallic shadows have. So on my lid, I did use some Fix Plus just to help make it a little bit more metallic. This is a really beautiful inner corner highlight on its own. This is just a neutral pearly shade with a little bit of peach in it. This next color is the one that made me so excited about this palette. I don't know why, but this one eyeshadow color, I looked at it and I was like, I have to have you. You're going to be mine. It's the color Sweetheart, and this is just the most beautiful pinky tone shadow, but it doesn't make your eyes look irritated. I struggle with, like, because I'm so fair, pink tone shadows sort of make me look like I have pink eye or some disease, and I don't want to look like that. But this shade is just so beautiful and warm and pink, but not too pink. It has the perfect tones in it. I don't know how to describe it. It's just so beautiful. This is the shadow in this palette that I'm not going to say it makes it worth it, because shadow is not worth $45 in my opinion, but this is the one that really pushed me to want to buy it, because I was like, I need this because it's really unique in my opinion. This next color is called Rebel. So this is your everyday deeper, warmer brown. So this is really good for in the crease, blending colors out, making your crease just a little bit more deep looking, more depth. It's just a neutral color that I think everyone needs in their collection, which I feel like I'm saying that a lot throughout this video, but it's really true. Like, this palette has a lot of good basic neutrals that I think everyone should have. This color is called Leader, and now this is the deepest brown in the palette. So it's just a very deep brown, but it has a hint of red to it because it is fairly warm. But the only thing about this palette is I thought that almost all the mattes, the formula was really consistent, but with this one color, I feel like it's not. It seems sort of, when you swatch it and you put your finger in the shadow, it just feels very different. It feels more powdery, and it just feels more not as creamy. Like, it just, something about it is not as good as the other shadows, and I don't know if it's because the way they formulated it or what, but it's not a big deal because it's only one shade. So I'm gonna give you guys one more look at this palette. So, final thoughts. Do I think that you should get this palette? I've mentioned this a few times in the video, so I think that this palette should go to a person who either A, does not have a ton of neutrals in their collection, they're sort of just dipping their toes into makeup, and they want a lot of good neutral everyday shades, or you have 3 shimmer shadows, 9 matte shades, so it really is a good palette for that. Or B, you are a makeup hoarder or collector like me, and you just really like having all these different neutral palettes, because neutrals, you can never go wrong with them. Now, I think that if you are sort of like into makeup but not like really into makeup, and you have like the Naked, if you have like the Naked palette and the Kat Von D eye palette, I don't really think that you need this palette in my opinion. I'm going to go back to the formula a little bit. The formula of these shadows are fairly creamy, and in my November favorites, I believe, November, October, one of those favorites, I had the Energy Noir palette by Tarte, and I was really disappointed by it. The formula was inconsistent. It was just not a good palette, but I feel like this one, they've really stepped up their game, and I do not have the original Tartelette palette, but in my opinion, this is more appealing because of the shadows feel really creamy, and you have three shimmery shades in there that are just really nice that you can put all over the lid. I do think it is worth the $45 because $45 is like that's like a pretty much basic like price point. Like Urban Decay are $52, Makeup Forever, I believe those are like 50 something, not sure. But like, it's a basic price point. You have 12 shadows. I think it's a really good overall palette. I think it's a hot product. I think that if you wanted to give this to, like, if you weren't sure what to get your cousin or your sister for Christmas, I think this is a really good option. So yeah, that was everything about the Tarte Tartelette in Bloom palette. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and you like when I do reviews on products. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of your views, and click that subscribe button if you would like to see more of my videos. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!